Hello, my sister in business. Come sit close to the fire with me. I've brewed some cocoa and I have a story and a few hard-won truths to share. The season is shifting here and where you are as well. Living in a place where autumn is a real season. I love the crisp air, the trees turning, and the ground blanketed with those gorgeous fallen leaves. It is so obvious here that nature doesn't hustle its way through these changes. It doesn't push or force. It simply follows its own rhythm, shedding what's done, resting what's tired, and preparing for what's next. And it brought to mind that business has seasons too. Maybe right now you're in a season of shedding like autumn. Maybe you're blooming like spring or composting old ideas in the darkness of winter. Whatever season you and your business are in, survival begins with awareness and the willingness to care for yourself and your work through each cycle. Today is about tuning into that survival instinct we all have and creating a new way of looking at not only surviving in your business, but thriving. You're tuned into Awaken Your Biz Goddess, the space where women entrepreneurs stop forcing business to work and start leading their own way. Because success isn't supposed to drain you, it's meant to feel like you. I guide women entrepreneurs to awaken their inner biz goddess, moving from the legacy model of proving and pushing to the evolving model of leading with who they are. I'm Audrey Acton, the adventure architect for women rewriting the rules of business. Using brain science and feminine intelligence, I guide them to build success that feels like freedom, not force. The truth is, entrepreneurship isn't just an adventure. Sometimes it's a survival story. It asks everything of you, your energy, your courage, your creativity, and most especially your sanity. And if we don't know how to care for ourselves and our work in those intense seasons, even the brightest ideas can burn out before they can bloom. And that's why today I want to share the top 3 survival strategies for female entrepreneurs. The ones that will keep you not just moving, but thriving even in the hardest of seasons. Let's get going. Survival strategy number 1, don't go it alone. That's a big one for me, obviously. And here's the truth. Isolation is the enemy of innovation and of joy. I know the story we're told. You're supposed to do it all yourself, be self-made, prove your worth, figure it all out alone. But here's what brain science tells us and what I've lived myself. Women's brains are wired for connection. When we isolate ourselves, clarity dims, if not fully disappears. Creativity starves, and we eat ourselves unhealthy to fill that void. And the business we dreamed would feel alive. It feels like a burden that weighs heavy on our heart. In nature, nothing thrives in isolation. A single tree alone in a field is far more vulnerable than one growing in a forest. Its roots don't interweave. It doesn't benefit from the shared intelligence of the ecosystem around it. Your business is no different. You need BBFs, biz best friends. You need circles of women who get it and get you. You need a place where you can talk it out, process out loud, and hear your brilliance reflected back to you. Here's the real survival secret. Independence isn't strength. Interdependence is. Survival strategy number 2, care for your vessel. When you think that the business itself is the key to your survival, you have it backwards. Your business is nothing without you. Your body, your mind, your heart, and your spirit, they are your business's first and most essential assets. This isn't about bubble baths and scented candles, although I'm absolutely all for both of those. It's about building rhythms of nourishment into your daily life. Resting, food, movement, play, and spiritual connection. It's about tending the vessel that carries your vision. So I want to ask you a few honest questions. When was the last time you paused just to breathe without trying to solve something? Are you fueling your body like a conscious and present businesswoman or like someone on autopilot? When was the last time you played, not for productivity, but for joy? My 2 staffy pit bulls keep me focused on my joy. Watching them run and play together, sniffing the air as if the most amazing smells were coming right for them, and rolling in the grass, and just goodness knows what they get on them. But those are daily reminders of keeping it simple and being present in my own feelings. Because here's this truth. A burnt out you can't build anything, but a nourished you, she's unstoppable. Survival means treating yourself as the sacred vessel that carries this business forward, not the afterthought once the real work is done. You are the work, because who's going to carry on after you if you fall to the wayside? Survival strategy number 3, get honest with your business. Your business isn't a machine. It is a living, breathing relationship with you. And you know, relationships thrive on conversation and intimacy. When was the last time you talked? And I do mean really talked to your business. I want to know, when's the last time you asked her what she needs? When you listened for her whispers and got real about your own expectations and desires. I want you to imagine having some coffee with your business as if she were an old friend, because really she is. And ask her, what do you need from me right now? Maybe tell her what I truly want from you. And then collaborate. Where do we go next together? This conversation can be done during journaling, meditating, or visualizing. There's no right or wrong way to connect to that deeper part of yourself that is your business. And remember, sometimes clarity doesn't come from pushing harder. It comes from listening more deeply, from softening into the partnership you already have. This practice of seeing your business as a living relationship, it changes everything. It is always a shock to my clients that you can actually do that in a deeper and more meaningful way. One woman told me my method was weird and she thought I was crazy, but she tried it anyway. It is a tool she uses years later to keep her connected to her business. Staying in a healthy relationship with your business moves you from forcing outcomes to co-creating them. Survival is just the beginning. Here's the thing. It's not a destination. It's not even the foundation. Survival is a necessity to the foundation you want to create with your business. Once you stop isolating, once you start nourishing yourself, once you open up that conversation with your business, survival becomes thriving. And thriving is where your brilliance really begins to shine. Remember this, you don't have to do this alone. You were never meant to keep up. You were meant to lead your own way. And if you're ready to stop surviving and start thriving in a circle of women who get it and get you, your seat in Ms. Mind is already waiting. Just because you're in business for yourself doesn't mean you have to do it by yourself. Now, take a deep breath. The season is shifting, the ground beneath you is fertile, and survival? You've already got everything you need to master that.